And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Father.
The purest of blacks.
We have Dion.
Good evening.
We have D Wolf.
Yo, what's good?
We got Crystal.
Hola.
And we got Mark.
Man, what's popping?
How y'all doing this? How y'all doing this fine evening?
Chilling on
Chilling.
my belly, hungry.
Mm. I've been for Black History Month. I've been watching a bunch of black shows. So, um, has any of y'all watched Naomi?
I
No.
read it. I didn't watch it.
Okay. Mark, is Naomi? Is that one of the journalists from like the same people that made Static Shock?
The comic is made by, if I'm not mistaken, the same person that made Miles Morales. I believe Brian Michael Bendis. So he's trying to do. Oh,
Heard good
he's trying to.
things.
Yeah, he's trying to do different stuff. So this time he like trying his hand because her name, if I'm not mistaken, like what is it? Naomi McDuffie, right? Yeah.
Something
If
like
I
that.
if I'm mistaken, that's Brian Michael Bendis because he went to DC Comics, and then he's doing his own separate line in DC Comics called Wonder Comics. So far, they've been trash. So
Damn.
yeah, I'm just being honest. Like they haven't really been good. But hopefully the show is better. But I don't know. I haven't seen the show. I
I
just
was
know the
about to.
comic book.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
you like the show because I was bored
I heard
watching
No,
it.
I
I
never
heard
seen the
nothing but
show.
bad things
I
about that
just
show.
read the comic. Yeah, like I just read the comic book, and the comic was it was dry.
Damn.
It was dry. Like the comic book only, if I'm not mistaken, the comic book came out the same year that it ended. And I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. It's dry.
Yeah, I
Damn.
was. I tried giving it a chance. I really did. I really because I heard nothing but bad stuff about it too. I tried. I was bored out
Yeah,
of
I
my.
think I think CW just needs to give up on the shows, man. It's about that time. You know what I'm saying? Supernatural's over. Smallville been ended. That woman is horrible. Green Arrow or just Arrow, excuse me, is horrible. Flash is like Art Institute Photoshop mediocre 101. Like that's terrible. They just need to stop.
I I liked. I actually liked Arrow, Flash, and Super. I liked Arrow up until I think like season 4.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm
Then
about to
then
say.
they
Season
started.
three, season
Then
four,
it
yup.
then it was like I don't know. They're trying to do too
Yeah.
much.
They start going crazy.
But
And then
Flash
Green
Flash
Arrow,
was fun. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Flash was fun. I liked Supergirl, but thought it could have been better than what it was.
I didn't like Flash or Supergirl like that because it was just High School Musical with comic characters. I'm like, nah, cut this off. You can stop. Cut this off.
That's
It,
so
it,
good.
again, it wasn't. In my opinion, it wasn't. It wasn't complete ass, but it could have been better.
No, you're right. The only reason why it's not complete as is because Batwoman is the bottom of the barrel. Like
Oh yeah,
you can't
I
get worse
couldn't.
than that.
I don't know
I couldn't watch Batwoman. I couldn't watch Batwoman.
I
Yeah,
don't know
you
how
can't
you
get
cancel Black Lightning and keep Batwoman, and that show's like
I
a
couldn't.
thousand times better. I don't
bro.
understand, and it's
I
the
don't know.
lowest rated show out of all the shows on CW, Batwoman, and that's
I
still
I think
going
they
on.
keep it because they know if they cut it off, they've changed too much, and they don't want to take the heat for the things that they've changed. And then all of a sudden, the whole show's gone. It's one thing to switch the actors and change the cast. You already
Nah,
like messed up.
I
I
feel
already
like
know the truth behind
nah.
that shit. That shit's funny.
I feel like they cut the. I feel like they should cut the losses and just shut that shit down.
I don't know, man.
Now they have a place for these
CW
things
not the
because
smartest people.
they have a
Yeah, the
place
trash
for these
can.
things because the way CW works is there's a demographic. So these things are for young girls and teens.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but
That's what the
what do you
CW
do
is.
when the
Just like
demographic is
CBS
not
is
watching the show?
just like CBS is for old people, you know. So these
I
things are
feel like
directed towards people, but when it comes to the ratings now, and you're seeing who's watching and who isn't, and the amount of people, cut your fucking losses, especially starting with I said black woman, Batwoman.
It is black women.
I mean, technically, yeah. I'm actually surprised that the actors still get paid. You know what I mean? I feel like they would have had like their own recession in the studio. Because at this point, where y'all getting the money from? Like, ain't nobody watching this, yo. Nobody's watching.
Right, like we keep yelling business at this point. We keep
Yeah,
It's
like,
Warner
yelling business
Brothers.
yeah,
Warner
right,
Brothers
yeah.
because
always gonna have
it ain't
money.
us.
Must be Valenti.
Who's paying y'all? What the hell? It don't make no sense. But yeah, right. I didn't watch Naomi, but I did read it. Um, I'm sure maybe the show was just as bad as the book, if not worse.
And then yeah, and then I'm not even gonna attempt to watch Superman and Lewis. I'm not even gonna attempt to
Actually,
watch
that's
it.
the best one.
I
Funny
heard
I am
that
enough,
not
was
gonna.
actually pretty good. I heard that was
funny
actually
enough,
pretty
that's the best one out of all of them. I
Yeah,
don't know.
the heart of Superman and Lois is in that show through and through. But I ain't gonna hold you. They just ugly.
She's
Damn.
ugly. She's
Nah,
fucking ugly.
everybody ugly. Like Tyler Hoechlin as Superman. Give me a break. That dude look like he works at a bookstore, and not in a good way. He doesn't look like Clark Kent. He looks like
It's
the guy
funny you
that you
say
don't talk to
no,
in a
no,
bookstore.
no, no, no. Oh shit! You just brought back a memory. Crystal,
Oh no.
Crystal, tell them about Mr. Drucker.
Who?
Remember elementary school librarian from PS22, Mr. Drucker? That nigga look exactly like Clark Kent.
Oh no, you did not. Yes, yes, he did. And you know, he went to Marvin and Dendra's school too.
Oh shit! I
Yeah,
swear, every time that nigga walked in the room, somebody said da da da
yeah,
da.
yeah. He literally looked like it, and I thought he was. No lie.
Oh shit!
He taught
good. Did they
he
try to
taught
make?
in my summer school, to be honest, and I really thought that he was Clark Kent.
Yo, did
Golly.
they try to make him look like Dean Cain as close as Dean Cain we get? Because I
I
feel like they were
They
trying
I
to go for
feel
Dean
like
leftovers
Cain.
from because he
I
was like
feel
a
like
cameo
they
character in
messed up.
Supergirl, and they just brought him over for his own show. I don't think they even meant to. They just said, "Let's keep it consistent." That's what I'm
Fuck
guessing.
it.
I,
Yeah, maybe something
I,
like that because
I just chalked it up as they just needed something to fucking do.
yeah, like they just goofy. You know what I mean? Like,
They just needed something to goddamn do.
and then the fact that like Supergirl's over, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really like Supergirl. I only watched it because I was like, I think I seen that Shawty in a porn video, and I was right. And I was
Wait,
like,
who?
okay, the main actress was Supergirl. I saw her in a porn video, and it wasn't good. I just seen it, and I was like, you look familiar.
How you
And then
go
I
from
watched.
porno to never mind?
I don't know, bro. Like,
It's happened.
It's a new
yeah,
day,
like
man.
Yeah, well,
It's a new day,
Stallone
man.
did that. What
I
you
mean
mean?
that.
yeah, they right. Like, it does happen.
I
I
mean
saw
that's a
her
good
in a
transition. She's
video.
probably making more money. She probably made more money in that doing playing Supergirl than she did in whatever porno she did. So fuck it.
I'm pretty sure because that porn was not good. Like, so
We
I
should work
watched it,
who is going from Supergirl to porno.
but she wasn't good though. I feel like she would have like wasted her potential talent if she would have went from Supergirl to porn star. It would have looked even more bad because for one,
Yeah.
Supergirl ain't good. So you get kicked off a superhero show, and now you can't even be a super porn star. You just regular. So at that, it would have just looked
You're
bad.
just right because
Yeah,
at that point
she's pregnant
you're
too
just
during
another
the
bitch
It
with
just
a
looked
failed
bad.
acting
two
career.
seasons. Plus, she just got a kid. She just had a kid too.
She did. Yo,
Right.
everybody having
Yeah.
You
kids.
got you gotta feed the children. You gotta feed the children.
Which reminds me, has Megan Fox given up yet?
You said who?
Megan Fox will always have Transformers money, whether you
Oh,
like
Megan Fox.
yes,
Yeah,
whether you like it.
everything after that was everything she's done after that has been absolute ass.
I don't know. I actually like Jonah Hex. I ain't gonna lie. That shit was brutal.
No,
She
I take that
turns
back.
down. Megan Fox turns down a lot of
For
roles.
for comedic purposes only, Jennifer's Body.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
like
Kate's body. It is
Meg,
Jennifer's body.
Megan Fox turns down a lot of roles because she even said that people reach out to her and they're like, "We got this movie for you," and she even says like sometimes the scripts will sound good, but then they're like, "We need you to be naked for like 20 minutes," and she's like, "No." So there are some movies that she could have been in, but because she don't
But
want to,
she's not
you know what
trying to
I'm
do
saying,
any new
objectify
scenes.
herself. Yeah, she not doing it. So she rather take a C plus B minus.
But her,
I'm being funny. She rather
she
take a C
she
minus
might as well
movie.
take the shit though, because her acting skills are not like that.
Hey man, some people they got morals, man. You can't knock her for having morals.
Yeah, I ain't gonna knock her for having morals, but I don't think she'll ever get an Oscar. I'm just being real.
I
I don't think
don't
she'll ever
think
get an
I
Oscar.
don't think Megan Fox
Plus, she
and
got in
Oscar would
trouble.
do
Plus, she got in trouble for
Mm,
calling Michael Bay Hitler. So
yeah,
some
she
people
did.
had blacklisted her. And once what's his name blacklisted you, it's very hard to get back. Spielberg.
Spielberg. Yep,
Yeah.
that's who did it. And then, but then Michael Bay and her had a conversation, and then he brought her back into the other movie, and now they're like semi.
Oh yeah, the Ninja Turtle shit. Yeah.
Yep.
That was funny.
If you want your DC fix, yo, just go to HBO Max. Watch that.
Yeah. Which watch Batman: The Long Halloween. Oh shit!
That
I still have
animated
to watch.
movie.
That's on my queue.
It's a two-parter.
Yeah, that animated
They
movie is
tried to.
fire.
I think they tried to include everything that happened in the Long Halloween, like graphic novel or whatever.
Yeah,
Because
those are they make more
it's
money
two
off of
parts.
those than their live action shits.
They do.
Well,
That's
do a better job
crazy.
with your live action shit, and they wouldn't have that fucking problem.
No,
And
well, the
like I
thing is,
said, Doom
They're,
Patrol is like the
I
best
love
show
how
they
they're the
got.
polar opposite of Marvel. It's like, okay, these DC's cartoons and shit are fire, but their live action shit is bullshit. Meanwhile, Marvel, I love all the live action stuff,
Spider
but I
Verse,
can't get behind the cartoons.
except
The
the
cartoons
Snyderverse.
the
are.
films are not bad. At least I don't think they're that bad.
Wait, you don't think what is that
They're,
bad?
The cartoons, I don't think they're that bad.
The Marvel cartoons? I mean, they're
Yeah,
Marvel cartoons
they're
are weird.
watchable, but
They're weird.
I wasn't I couldn't get as into them as DC's animated shit.
It's not like the Saban days with Spider-Man and X-Men on Fox Kids.
nah, I don't think nobody's
Man,
touching that.
Spider-Man and X-Men carried Marvel's cartoons.
Yep.
They carried them
Aren't
because
they supposed to be reviving X-Men?
I ain't ready.
I
Like
heard something like
That's
that.
fine. That might be fine.
Actually pick it up for where 90s X-Men
They
left
should
off.
leave it alone. They should leave it alone. I know it ended badly because the studio lost money and shit, and the animation
Yeah,
started to
and
go
then they
down.
changed writers, and
Yeah.
there was a lot going on.
But leave that alone. That's a classic. Just leave it. Don't, especially with the climate today, with what they're doing. Don't touch it. Just make
But
it.
D-Wolf, I want to see movies of Jean Grey being useless. Is that right, Mark?
Bruh, listen, that
Wait,
woman,
Jean
Jean
Grey being
Grey.
useless. Wait a minute.
Yo, there's two videos of 90s X-Men that everybody has to watch. Is Jean Grey is useless and the mistreatment of Professor X. Them two get
Stop.
bodied.
That's my favorite. The mistreatment of Professor X is my favorite because he's always being tortured
Stop.
somewhere.
And you would think like, and at the end of the day, if you really think about it, you're like, wait a minute. He did make the X-Men. He's kind of the leader. And he gets bodied all the time.
Nah, but you see his girlfriend though? That alien chick?
I was
Oh
on
my
there.
God. I'm like, yo, you need your legs back. You need your legs back, son, for that.
Bro.
What's her name? Alondra or something like that?
Yeah, that was her name. That was her name.
I was like, damn. All right, Professor. All right, Charles.
Yeah, and I'm just like, but either way,
Yeah, I've been watching all the. I just watched the Proud Family reboot. I think it came on today. So
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I'm not even at the house.
What do you think, Ray?
it's not bad.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Yo, is that thing about the little gay boy in the show being a girl true?
Who?
The dude, the one in Pride Family, the one that was purple. I forgot his name.
Michael?
Yes.
Oh no, but he do look like Zaya Wade. I'm not gonna.
Oh, okay. That's what they
But
were
he's
saying.
not.
Right.
He's not a girl. At least
Wow.
from what I'm seeing, they still call him he. So
I was just curious.
But yeah, he's gone like the biggest transformation of all of them. That's
Shit.
Yeah, but he's also like the funniest character so far in this show, other than Oscar.
You said who?
Like
Who's the funniest character besides Oscar?
Michael, remember the dude who
Oh,
wore punches and like he wore the maniac? Yeah,
yeah.
that boy hit puberty the other way. He looked like Zion Wade. I'm not even. He looks like it.
I definitely need to watch that, Joe.
Oh,
I
no.
just really thought about now, like Penny would be in college or something, like something
Nah, she's
different.
still in middle school. That's not spoiling much. She's still in middle school.
Mm.
But they do hit puberty. And the first episode, it kind of like explains that. And it's kind of funny. But I'll let y'all be the judge of that because I didn't have a problem with it. But
I may sit down and take a look at that.
I
That might
also
be
got to
something I
finish
do
Two
tomorrow.
Down. Okay,
Mm.
on to the topic. We're going to World War Three, baby. Seems like World War Three is happening, man. It's like Russia done sent they shots to Ukraine, and shit is like going down over there. So let's just get to it. How do y'all feel about this?
I'm confused.
I'm gonna go last.
Is what is this whole beef with Ukraine in the first place that
All right,
started
hold
this
on.
shit?
Let me
Yeah,
fucking
let's
explain this.
please
Let
do.
me go ahead. All right. So here's the thing. So there is a part of Ukraine that has a lot of Russian people in it. They even have like seceding groups and shit. So Russia is like, these are our people. I want to get them, right? And another thing is, I don't like how y'all did my man's who was pro Russia because he was president of Ukraine at the time and he was pro Russia. So Putin liked them. You know, Russia was fucking with him. Then the vote came in for Ukraine to like do something associated with the EU, and a lot of them like wanted to do that. So the president said no. The president was like, "Nah, I'm not doing no EU deal." So then when they did that, the country of Ukraine on the western part all fucking like got mad and got him out the fucking office. Installed a new leader that wasn't pro Russia and went ahead to do the EU stuff. Russia
Nazi.
got Russia got mad and they was like, no, you like this is fucking like this is corrupt as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like they got mad. So it's like, all right, so here's what's gonna happen, right? We already got Crimea. We took that shit in 2014. So this eastern part of Ukraine that got these Russians in there, I'm taking them by force. And I'm not going to do it if the NATO does three things. Number one, stop expanding your territory to
Yeah,
former
they didn't like
Soviet
that at all.
territories. And number two, Ukraine is do not touch Ukraine. Ukraine is like mine type shit. So the NATO, of course, was like, no, we're not doing that shit. And then Putin was like, bet. US is like, yo, I'm gonna sanction the shit out of you. Like, don't fucking do this. And then Putin is like, bruh, your currency's inflated and your people are damn near homeless. Try me, bruh. And now he invaded.
Thank you.
When
Thank
you put
you.
it like that, it
Yeah.
sounds like
Hey,
Russia's
The
in the
news ain't
right.
telling you
Wait
the
a minute,
shit,
hold up.
son.
Wait a minute, hold up.
No,
This
but here's the
news is
thing. No, but here's the important thing that you have to understand. Putin's beef is with NATO because
Mhm.
NATO was established just for the just to face the USSR. When the USSR disbanded in 1991, NATO didn't disband. They kept going. They kept expanding. So now so now a lot of countries in the EU are part of NATO, and now they got countries like Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. These are former Soviet Union territories. So Russia is especially mad, and they're not playing.
And he's about sovereignty, son. He doesn't play
Yeah.
around. He doesn't want to lose control or let his people lose control of shit.
so. This is just a case of Russia just wanting their shit back.
See, but it's
They want
not
to keep,
only
no,
that.
they want to keep a hold of it.
Yeah, but it's not only just that. Like a lot of the Russian people, like Ukraine is a very special place to them. Like they're brothers in arms. Like when Russia was number one in the USSR, Ukraine was number two. As a matter of fact, Crimea was given to Ukraine by Russia. So
Yeah,
like that area is very special to them. That's why they're doing that. But you also have to understand the Russian people did not want to fucking invade Ukraine.
no,
They
they
were
didn't.
protesting
And
like
actually,
fucking
a lot of
crazy to them.
people, too, even the soldiers who are over there, they surrendered themselves to Ukraine. Like some of them just didn't. They were like, we don't even want to be here. Our bad. And they just gave themselves up. Now, some people can't give themselves up because if you discovered surrender, you pretty much just told the government to come and kill you. So it's very
So it's
backwards.
this is a very messy situation.
Yeah, but it's
It's
only
it's very unnecessary, to be honest.
yeah. But
Like,
the thing, no, but the thing is, like, the biggest thing that you should take from this whole thing is that NATO is expanding. That is the issue.
Mm-hmm.
If NATO didn't expand so much, Russia wouldn't be tripping. But like they literally got
If
EU nations
NATO
in
would have
there, and now
expanded when the USSR disbanded, then we wouldn't have this fucking issue.
no. But the thing, yeah. But the thing is, again, there's a split in Ukraine. Eastern Ukraine, consider themselves Russian. A lot of Crimeans consider themselves Russian. So that's part of the reason. You Russia just wants those territories. They don't want the entire Ukraine. They just want those particular territories, and they're taking it by force, as Putin said he would.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's too
And he's
much.
got beef with shit, and he's got beef with Biden because of when that went down in 2014. There was a CIA that was involved in that shit.
Oh, I did like that.
And who was running that shit at the time? It's like Gaddafi all over again. I keep saying that because once he found once he started expanding and trying to help out all the farmers and shit in Africa, all of a sudden he became an enemy out of nowhere. And they bombed that I forgot it was man, it was like a water plant he discovered some sort of water, and like you just saw parts of the desert just start turning green. And he's like expanding it and giving it to different territories and making and having them make profit and building up economies in different countries. And then they bombed it, and they were saying like, "Oh no, they just made it some fucking target, like it was like they were hiding shit there and this and the other, and just killed the man." Yo, when they say certain people are bad guys, just think the opposite when the news tell you.
Yeah, they're trying to like the issue is way more like deeper than Russia's
the name of the
type. Like,
water.
there's a lot of history in that area. There's a lot. This thing is, it's like a long time coming. Actually, like it's a lot of history.
And now Biden feeling like shit because China's like turning it back on him because he already owed them. And now that Russia's doing this, China promised to back up Russia. And with this going on, that's enough of a distraction for them to take over Taiwan. And they're trying to stop that shit from going on. Now all of our attention's on Russia.
But with this, we have to wait and see because it's developing. Like it's happening literally right now as we speak. So as the time goes on,
it's more of a power move, so he can have a say.
But the thing is, the two countries that you really need to fucking pay attention to is China and the US. Those two in particular, pay fucking attention. Because the way shit is going on right now, the way economies have been fucked up and supply chains have been fucked up because of COVID and certain countries' reluctance to do what is right in the fucking first place so it doesn't escalate to the point that it does. Pay attention to these two countries in particular.
Yep. Insane.
And it's all a bunch of shit, as stated before, that did not have to fucking happen.
Hey man, but that's what happens when you think you know shit. You bite more than you can chew. That's what it is. Now you don't made a whole because you have to understand Russia's a world power. It's a world power. Like they don't play. You know what I mean? They can flex.
But I hate to say it. I hate to say it, and y'all know I don't support Trump, but Biden making Trump look like top 5 dead or alive. Jadakiss word.
Trump was keeping him in check. He was keeping him in check.
Bruh, I don't like.
He's a negotiator, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, with the whole Trump and Biden thing, like, you gotta. I mean, Trump really likes Putin. Like, he really likes Putin. He's always been a Putin guy.
They've been, yeah.
So when Trump was president, that's when Russia was, it was kind of chill. You know what I'm saying?
Because he had respect. They have respect for each other. Oh my god. Oh man. And didn't I forgot something. I don't remember what the situation was, but Biden had stopped something when he got in. That Trump had put something in for Russia, like some sort of deal. I don't remember what the circumstance was. And as soon as Biden got in, he took it away. I forgot what it was because it was fresh. I just heard that today. Fuck.
I
Yeah,
don't
he's
know.
just
What
making
he
all the
doing.
wrong moves. Though. Hey, he's just undoing shit.
Bruh,
Just I don't even know.
Joe Biden.
He didn't even. It's not even him. That's the other thing. It's not even him. He's a puppet. I'm sure it's Obama or something.
I mean,
Whispering in his
that's
ear.
true.
He said he'd do it.
That's true, but Biden is funny to me. I can't.
Fucking jokes.
Oh man, Sleepy Joe.
It is good to see a slave master go retarded. So
Yo, bro, he was speaking to like everybody. He's like the American people.
he does that whisper shit. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he
yo,
does.
what the fuck are you doing?
I'm like,
He
Joe
just
looked like
whispers
he about
into the
to.
mic.
Yo, he looked like he about to fucking
creepy,
just.
yo.
He looked like he about to just nod off to sleep.
Mm-hmm. He got his wife pulling him to walk off the fucking podium.
Oh
my god, it's insane. I'm like, this is a show.
Literally a show. The fact that Trump even got the presidency in the first place just goes to show you how irrelevant American politics is.
I know how that happened.
That shit should have never fucking happened in a million
They pulled
years.
that video down when I told them how that happened.
You got Kanye West fucking running for president. He's getting thousands of votes. Like, bro, no one takes
that was a joke to me. I'm like, yo, people are sheep. They did that. They took that seriously and actually voted for him. I'm like, stop,
bro. Now they're sitting there talking about The Rock should be president. I'm like, we're done.
Yeah, I remember that. They were doing that as soon as Trump got elected. They were talking about The Rock saying he wanted to do it.
America,
I'm like,
please.
Stop.
Yo, y'all can't be doing this to your country, bro.
I have a theory about the Kanye West thing, and it's one of those things where I think it was people because Father, remember in 2016 when I said I voted for Hulk Hogan? It's just I told people I didn't like neither of the candidates, so it's just like if you're going to get mad for me for not voting, I was like, you can't get mad for me to vote for someone. So I was like, I voted for Hulk Hogan. It's just, I don't think no one liked the candidates.
Nobody liked
the candidates. It's just like, you want me to pick between two people I don't like. It's just, why would I want to do that?
Yeah, but Ray, you gotta vote. You know, Negroes died so you can vote. So you need to vote.
No,
I voted. I didn't vote for neither of them.
No, they didn't die for us to vote. They died so we can have a choice on whether or not we vote. So I'm exercising my right not to goddamn vote.
No, but if people go, because people always say if you didn't vote, you can't complain, which I think is bullshit. Because I think
it's your choice.
I think not voting speaks more volumes than voting. It's just that, you're not going to make me pick between, in the words of South Park, a douchebag and a turd sandwich.
No, because to add to that, you go ahead and vote for so and so. When this motherfucker start fucking up, and I say, see, this is why I vote for this nigga. I don't want to hear shit.
Yeah, it's like that's why I said anytime anybody asks me, he's like, "Who'd you vote for?" I said Hulk Hogan. I might as well vote for a real American, and that was before the Henzo scandal come off. So now I gotta think of a new person to vote for. If I don't like the candidate, but,
can you imagine?
I ain't ashamed, yo. I voted for Jill Stein.
Hypothetically speaking, let's say Dwayne Johnson did run and actually win. Can you imagine what his inauguration speech would be like?
Finally.
Don't he have a show out now?
Young Rock on ABC or something like that. One of those shows.
I saw the trailer yesterday.
That's not a bad show though. Young Rock is not a bad show. So the Rock is winning on so him Mike becoming president. I believe it. So
anything is possible.
I don't feel like it's far-fetched at all.
Anything is possible after Trump. Anything is fucking possible.
Well, Reagan was a Hollywood celebrity.
Yeah,
so it won't be the first time a movie star becomes president.
Yeah, I was about to say, why people keep forgetting about Reagan? Reagan was an actor. I'm pretty sure they said, "Oh, shit going down here," and then a lot of people don't like Clinton now. They like Clinton then, but they don't like Clinton now, which is fair because now, you know a lot now. But I don't know. It's just I think this whole presidency is a joke. Uh,
If it
you
is a
think they
joke,
might
it's a
draft
very bad
people?
one.
Yeah, you think they might start drafting people if shit goes worse?
They better the fuck not.
I don't know, man. Are you able bodied?
I'll fight, but I ain't going nowhere.
Wait, what'd you say?
Who?
I say you think because the whole Twitter joke about getting drafted. It's like you think they
I don't even want to think about the draft. I'm going to jail. I'm not. No, no, bruh. No,
I'm gonna
fuck
look.
that shit.
I'm gonna look him in the eye and said, "I already served. Fuck y'all."
First of all, it's like, in school when it's two people fighting and then a third person step in. That's how I feel if the US step into this fight. This is not our fight. I'm gonna
This
keep
is literally not our fight.
And with Biden as president, I'm terrified because he don't know when to bud the fuck out. He gotta look like he's doing. Look, you don't even know the full issue because if you did, you would have had top half of the shit that Trump had put in place to protect our asses and keep money coming in the USA. Keep out of it. A and B conversation. See your way out of it. The fuck.
Shit,
Nigga
vast
said it ain't
majority
even
of the
him.
problems. Vast
He got
majority of
Barry
the
in his
problems
ear.
going on in the U.S. is due to the fact that we don't know how to stay out of other people's motherfucking business.
I was
Don't get
about to say
started.
that's why we fucked the Vietnam War. It's like,
Don't get me started. We really
Some
don't. The only
fucking
thing
rhino or
Yeah, but
Democrats.
for
Always some wartime president,
the
son.
yeah,
only
but
thing I fear for
still,
the civilians there. They was just there working a 9 to 5 job and this shit popped off. I would say that the babies and the children and the fathers and moms, they don't deserve that shit. But other than that, we need to stay the fuck out of it. Afghanistan
Afghanistan Part
did
2.
because we put our foot in. I don't like that.
And now we gotta worry about the gas going up and we gotta stock up and
that's
shit.
already lit up in
Right, it's too much.
Ukraine.
We got too much bullshit going on our own soil, and we worry about something going on halfway around the motherfucking world. Come on, man.
Because now they saying that
And
they want him to start a cyber war against Russia because of this. And like if you do that,
We're gonna
we're
lose.
done. Like
We
everybody's
are
done basically.
done.
They already hacked us, all right? Them and China already done this already. We know
They
this. The
did it to
pipeline
What
and all that
war?
already happened.
Right.
Now they're
What cyber
telling
war?
Biden to do this to him and expect nothing to happen to you. These people are insane. I don't,
First of all, can we understand that when it comes to technology, USA is the last. It feels like the last to get technology on board. Furthermore, people like it was some kid, I forgot either in China or Russia, one of the countries shut down the grid on the West Coast.
Mhm.
So if somebody was really gonna fuck around with the West Coast, they would shut down half of the West Coast and it'll be in total darkness.
oh shit,
He doesn't even
cuz
have
the
to
whole
waste any
blackout out
ammo
here,
if he
homie.
wanted to. He ain't gonna waste any. He doesn't have to waste any what do you call it? Resources. He just do that, and like, because he said if anybody from the West fucks with me while I'm doing this, you're done. Don't do it.
don't do
So,
it.
and he
Yep.
doesn't even have to use any artillery.
Oh yeah, that's I bet you that's gonna be response.
Because he's
I
probably
guarantee
in
you.
control of our
Oh
own
yeah.
shit, use it against us. The fuck? Look, I think I need a boat to go to Cuba.
I'm gonna go.
Shit.
Wow.
Hey, I'm gonna go with you. We gonna find Tupac's mom, and then we just gonna
Yeah.
or wherever
The
Tupac is
movie.
at. I'm gonna find Tupac's house and right. We gonna just gonna chill. America's fucking up right now.
Oh, nigga, I'm going back to Ghana. Fuck that.
Right.
You couldn't be few.
Right. Drop
You
Hey
couldn't.
man,
drop me off.
hey,
Drop
father,
me
you
off
can't be
somewhere and I'll
repping
feel
your
along the way.
flag.
I don't care where.
Yeah.
Father,
I'm
you
sick of
can't
this
be
shit.
repping your flag like that, bruh. Can't be just
That, me couldn't be few. In Pesa.
out here repping your flag and shit. What's wrong with you?
Oh, cotton one, man.
Man.
And then I had to had to get ethnic on you real quick. Like
Shout out to Twitter and the continuing fight between Africans and African Americans.
Which,
Always.
bruh, yeah,
Go ahead.
we're gonna have to tackle that soon too because there's a lot of dumb shit being said and I don't like it. Just
We can
damn.
tackle it now. Any last words before we get on to our next topic?
All right, yeah, right now,
Floor is yours, Father.
bruh. Like my thing is, you have a common denominator that unites all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So why in the hell is there beef? Why is there beef in any conceivable way? If you legitimately feel like African immigrants or Caribbean immigrants are coming over to undermine y'all, that's obvious. We can see that. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that you can hide. You feel what I'm saying? If someone has an ulterior motive, it's going to fucking show. But that shouldn't be a representative of the entire fucking group. You know what I'm saying? Irregardless of whether it's a lot or a little bit, you have to check it when you see it and then actually build the bridges in order to get shit done in your country. My like it's so strange to me how all of this has just been brewing. Like I literally got attacked for fucking repping being from Ghana. Like what?
Yo,
Hello?
story time.
Like what the hell? Like
He
bruh.
posted about this in the group chat earlier.
Yeah, I'm over here saying that, I'm Ghanaian, I'm a proud African man, and then
Context,
this
though.
nigga's like,
Context, yeah, context.
what, like, what,
Who the
where
hell
you
attacked
repping
you?
your flag?
For
Why
what?
you,
Some dickwad on Twitter, like he shared the thread and everything. All I could do was laugh.
So
Like,
you can't have pride in your own fucking flag?
apparently not in America, because apparently,
Okay, was he white or something? Because this
no,
doesn't
no,
make
this
this
was a
sense.
was
black
this was
man.
a black dude. Like,
Oh
This
my
is a black
god,
man.
make this make sense, yo.
Yes, this was a black American male.
Let somebody
What
get
the
on me
fuck
for
he gotta
repping the
say about
Jamaican
you?
flag, son. I'm gonna
Is
slap
he
you.
and
jealous? Because okay,
Only during
But here's the
Olympic
thing.
track season, B Wolf. That's
Here's
what I'm gonna get on you. Only
yeah,
during Olympic track season, because
but
I'm a hater.
here's the thing
God.
though. Here's the thing that I really needed to like emphasize here. I understand where they're coming from. That's the fucking craziest part of this all. Everything that's the conversations that are being had, this whole like black Americans versus Africans thing, I understand where both sides are coming from, and I understand why both sides are full of shit when it comes to the conversation because everybody does shit to undermine everybody.
What's the
It's
argument?
like, huh?
What's the argument? What's the what are they
the
fighting about?
argument is that there is a group of black Americans that believe that African and Caribbean immigrants come over to America in order to take away from black Americans what they fought for.
That makes zero sense. That
This
okay.
makes
is yes,
zero sense.
this is the
no,
arguments.
These are
So
the
there
people that
were
don't know
no,
their fucking
yeah,
history.
no,
so
no.
these are people.
Let's
Listen, so these are people that also believe that their ancestry traces all the way back to America instead of Africa.
No, that is true, but there's both. That's what I'm
but
saying. They don't even know where they are. So the conflict is they want to get mad at I've also heard this that they want to get mad at black Americans for repping Africa, not knowing that not only are they from Africa, because if you know the history, there were black people because you gotta go back to like Benjamin Franklin, that motherfucker, because he already admitted his shit. That's why he was burying bodies. But anyway, he did not like when he came here, he saw that there were black people here. He did not like that, and that's why in the documents they weren't called blacks back then. It was just strictly Negro, and they personally identified who was from Africa and who was just straight up Negro. The ones that they called Negro were the ones that are already here. Now you got to think about the ones that were conquered by the Spaniards, which is a lot of Caribbeans. They're the ones that had like the mulatto skin. A lot of people call them mongoloid looking and all that stuff.
I
These are
have
the
a
Native
question.
Americans we think of when you say Native Americans. These are the one we think of. So when black people say it, people are like, "What the fuck?" No,
I have a
but these,
question.
yeah,
So you said that the ones that were Negroes, those were the ones that were there already, right?
yeah.
Where did they come from?
This is where the confusion comes in.
because from
Okay,
what
because
I
this is the part that
understand,
they don't teach us.
yeah, see, but
And
the thing
okay.
is, so real quick, from what I understand,
Mhm,
the people who were Native Americans in America actually
mhm.
came from somewhere in
Yeah,
Asia, and then they
yeah,
crossed over. And there were
yeah.
two migrations that happened because there were two groups. There was
Mhm,
the ones that we called the Aboriginals of Australia, those type of people that moved to Papua New Guinea and those type of places, right?
mhm.
And then you
Okay,
had
what I
another
know.
migration of people that came from somewhere in Asia. They crossed over to like Alaska, and then they crossed over to Canada, and then they moved down to North America.
Yeah,
So are
those
they
weren't the only
talking?
ones.
So
These are the ones they erased from history, and this is the ones that this is what I was talking about. This is why there's this
I'm.
conflict now.
Mm,
This is why there's this conflict now because I was talking to somebody about this because there's a lot of people who's actually finding out that their ancestors were already here and had owned land and shit until like the well like if you go back to like the 17 and 1800s, and they lost that once they started putting, especially after the 1700s when they started making people vote. They didn't see that clause like if you once you vote you lose this shit because now you belong to the colonies, to the states. So then they started losing land. Then they started tracing back. And there's a lot of people that's in the Caribbean that found out, oh no, my people were here. Then they migrated, and then when you go
mm.
when slavery comes in, there's a lot of slaves that were transferred from here, and these are the blacks that are already here, plus the Africans. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't know what their lineage is, but the whole thing is always African American, African American, African American. These things didn't come up until what Jesse Jackson brought it up,
yeah,
and
Jesse
these things are
Jackson
like,
was the one
yeah.
that coined.
So nobody knew, and because I remember growing up, and I'm like, they say African American, but I'm like, I don't know, I don't know. I cannot say this and no. All I know is that I'm Jamaican, Grenadian, American. If you want to put black on the paper, fine. You want to put Negro on the paper, fine. But I can't say that because I don't know how far back I went before this bullshit started. And that's where people are getting lost. So people are now they're starting to get wise to the fact that these genealogy tests, and I'm talking about the DNA versions, are bullshit because they're only testing people who are alive, and they're not using paperwork and tracing things where you have your great great grandmother, great great grandfather signature, and seeing this shit and able to actually trace it that way and know exactly, oh, what tribe are you in, all that shit. They're finding out the original tribe they're in from the tribes that are already here. But they started to erase this shit, and this is what I'm saying. When they start talking about how Benjamin Franklin discovered electricity and shit, you're like, we know that ain't happened. Don't fucking play with me. But we all grew up thinking that, not
Mhm.
knowing Tesla and all them before that was already running shit, lighting up cities. So what are you talking about? And he himself had a journal, and there's ways of describing black people based on the shades. So those like swarthies, um, copper, all this shit. They're using it, tawny, all that stuff. And he didn't like this shit. He didn't like any dark skin anyone because he did that same shit when he went to Europe. And if you go to his house in France, they found dead bodies of black people under his house in France, under his farm. He did not like black people, so him and he's prominent on all the fucking money. He wanted to erase our history because he didn't want us to know ourselves, and that's why we are where we are today. Now we're fighting with each other, not knowing. No, straight up, who gave birth to every fucking race here? The black woman. Where did civilization start? The human civilization start? Africa. So stop playing.
Yep.
You know. So now we're fighting with each other, and we're the same. We are from Africa. There's no denying that. And we look at our melanin straight up. We're direct descendants of the original Africans. Hell yeah! But when it comes to like the landmass now, who was here first? Look at who the actual immigrants are. Look who the foreigners are. It ain't the people who are dark. I'll tell you that. They came after. We done settled. We done. Remember. We were taught at a certain age, probably around junior high, when we had those woke teachers tell us, we were teaching them about civilization, how to be civil and shit. Y'all were running from Catholicism and Queens and shit. Isn't that why y'all escaped? But you had the nerve to bring that shit to us. Then teach us about Thanksgiving and tell us this. Like, yo, stop playing. So, and that's what I'm saying. This infighting shit doesn't make sense. So I'm like, what? Why are we arguing? That's what I'm like. Why are they going to get mad at you for repping that you're from Africa? This makes no sense.
You know what's funny about the
No
whole
black
thing?
person should be doing that straight up.
You know what's funny about the whole thing? What you just mentioned. When like some of the conservative blacks, I know you heard this when they say if it wasn't for that, we'd still be in huts somewhere and all that other stuff. Where
Yeah.
if you really look at history,
Mhm.
like white people didn't know how to bathe.
Straight up.
So how the fuck? Who was
Crystal,
the
don't you
real
have a
savage?
story like
Like who's the real savage? We had to teach white people how to bathe,
that? Hmm.
and we also had to teach bathing water is different from cooking water, and that's
Hmm.
why like a lot of y'all died from the black plague and
Hmm.
fucking rats killing y'all and spreading diseases and
As you
shit.
cooking with the
Now,
same water you washed your ass in, you nasty motherfuckers.
Remember the inventors they keep omitting, and we only hear about them maybe on Black History Month. But like the dude that worked with what was it, Graham Bell
Alexander Graham Bell.
or Tom
I
Edison?
usually say Thomas
Edison.
Edison because Edison
Thomas
stole a lot
Edison,
of
yeah.
inventions.
Black dude did that shit, and he took all the fucking credit. They did this shit on purpose, yo, so we would not have any history, so you won't know how far back we were and how we were here before the fucking slave trade was going on between the states and the Caribbean, when it was going on everywhere else. Then when the colonizers came here, they brought that shit here and started trading off the dark skinned people that were here, and now they mixed everything up and took away our history. Nobody know where they're fucking from. Why is it only in this country that's going down?
Because we have nothing better to do. And that's
Yeah.
that's usually my answer. We have nothing
Mhm.
better to do but to argue with each
And
other.
they have us infighting while there's still slavery. And back to the Gaddafi thing. After that, slavery went right back up in the Middle East. And who they trading? Who they fucking trading? Black Africans, right? Nobody's talking about it, but Gaddafi was a bad guy. He was keeping that shit from happening. This is all of the yo. All right, I'm just saying, yo.
By
I
the
don't
way,
trust
D
none of
Wolf.
them.
By the way, D Wolf. I notice
Mhm.
when you get a little angry or start ranting, your Jamaican accent seeps out, just like
Yo,
Crystal.
I try
And that
to
Barbados.
hold it back. I try. It
I'm
just
glad I ain't the only one though.
All
I don't,
Alex,
yo, I don't
everybody I
imagine if I
know,
actually want to turn it on. Oh my god.
All
everybody I know that's from either Barbados or Jamaica, when they get mad, that accent seeps out.
all bruh, all I want to
Playing
say
with us,
is
yo. They playing with us, yo. At least I can at least agree with Kanye with this. It's the slavery of the fucking mind, yo. I will agree with that shit. That was a fucking lucid moment when he said that shit, and people got mad at him. Black people were getting mad at him, like, no, fuck the other bullshit he was saying. That shit's true, son. Pay attention.
Shout out
Don't
to
get mad at
Brandon.
him
That
for
was a
saying
good
the
episode.
one thing that made sense. Don't do that. And they have us, yo. They have us confused. They have, oh my god, it's insane. And I know so much of what's going on. It's crazy, yo.
but the thing is the information is always available for us. We are at a
Thank you.
point now where we have the fucking world's history at our fingertips. If we want to research something, it is literally right there just waiting for you to fucking discover it. We don't need to have
Mhm.
conversations about what the fuck happened because it's been documented and we are the witnesses of history. There's a reason why they say trauma doesn't just travel through the subconscious, it is genetically passed on from generation to generation. This is why black people are in the condition that they are in now. Don't you think it's so ironic how black people in America, black people in Africa, and black people in the Caribbean, black people in Latin America, black people in parts of Asia and the Middle East all have this fucking similar ass condition? Just everywhere we fucking go, anywhere there's black people, they're always at the bottom. Like, does no one not think about this shit and how deliberate it is? Does no one like
Yeah, learn how
really
to say
take
no
like,
to these fucking
This
like
takes me,
bruh?
foreigners,
if I may,
European foreigners.
this, oh shit.
They know. My
Well,
bad. Go
yeah,
ahead.
if I may, this takes me, I was thinking earlier, I, I was watching a video. Someone was talking about why they're making such a big deal about the whole critical race theory thing.
Oh Lord.
But like everything that was just said is exactly why. You know, on top of, you know, all of America's, you know, deepest, darkest bullshit secrets being revealed, but you know, separate conversation. Um, yeah,
I'm telling you, yo.
it's just a lot of shit that would that would come to light, and then just a lot of shit that would go down as a result once
And
people
it ain't
started
only on the
learning certain
internet either,
shit.
yo. You can find out. Talk to. That's what I've been telling people recently, yo. Talk to centenarians. They know shit. Go to old folks' homes. Talk to them. They will tell you shit that you were like, what? What? A lot of them, yo. I worked at a nursing home. I found out a lot of shit from these people. They
Man,
know. And now, and I find it funny when
there's a lot that I
these
wanted
other
to
people
ask my
like
great
Corona
grandmother
came out
before
and
she
people
died
started
that I
doing
never
it.
got the fucking chance.
Now old people are dying from COVID. You know, I'm like, oh, perfect timing, motherfuckers. As soon as people started waking up, started interviewing old people, this shit started happening. It's funny, yo.
Shit, my grandmother died like
Nobody knows
my
anything.
great grandmother, excuse me, died like 4 years ago.
Hmm.
Went out at the age of 93. There's so much I wanted to ask her that I never got the fucking chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say, yo, start there. If you know, yo,
Because
start talking to them before you
I
hit the
can
internet.
only imagine the shit that she saw, the shit
Mm-hmm.
that she lived through. I can
Mm-hmm.
only fucking imagine.
Yeah. Because
And
remember,
also,
like around the first time I came on this show, we were talking about what was it, the Tulsa? What was it again, Ray?
The 100th anniversary of the Tulsa, Oklahoma bombing.
Exactly, right. And we got a lot of information from just that one woman.
Mm-hmm.
That things that we didn't even know that wasn't taught to us. Like, so I'm saying, yo, talk to these
They're
people,
not
yo,
they're
before
not
they
going to teach it to us. But
exactly.
again, going back to the whole critical race thing, when you start talking about certain things, now there's certain shit you're going to have
Mm-hmm.
to explain to people.
but the thing
Now
is,
you're going to have to say, U.S. government did X, Y, Z because black folk were trying to do this, and when black folk responded by doing this, the government did such and such. Like there's so much shit that's gonna get spilled.
Son, it's even yo, even like before the civil rights movements, we were doing better than them when it came to fathers in the home and
literally,
shit like that. Yo, owning land and shit, we were doing way better. That's why they started implementing segregation and shit. They didn't want. They were like, nah. Then they threw. It goes so deep, and it's still happening today. Now
but the
that's why
thing,
they're
but
weaponizing CRT now.
But what
So
makes it even deeper is that with all that you just said, there's still a lot of shit we don't know.
mhm,
There's still a lot. There are entire lineages in America, in Black America specifically.
mhm,
There are a lot of lineages that literally got erased from this earth because
100%.
these people had so much evil in their heart to take up people that don't look like them and make them the fucking scapegoat for every single thing that's wrong with the country. And
Mhm.
then they get mad when America isn't doing so fucking well because you literally stepped on the people so much to the point where you've disenfranchised them. And then you sit there and then you wonder why all these people in drugs, why all these people doing this, why all these people doing that, because you created the condition for them to be in that to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Everything goes back to how these people looked at another group of people again who were already here before any of them. White people are immigrants. The real true Native Americans, the real true people that actually inhabited this land. Like, there's a reason why America became so fucking successful, and it's because of the black man and woman. You know what I'm saying? If not for black people, this country would have fucking failed. As a matter of fact, it was already failing until they had to import. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yo,
like,
I got an
Why
there's
did
a
that
lot
example
of
for
shit.
change?
y'all, and I discovered this week. If you look up, if any, y'all remember how Frederick Douglass looks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you type in his name right now, you could do it right now. And where you got access, I'm guessing you could like show it or something. If you type it in right now, look at his photo, right? Pay attention to it. Look at his young photo when he was young. Okay. Now, after that, type in Nat Turner and tell me what you see.
Mm. So you said Frederick Douglass, right?
Yeah. If you remember how he looks, that's fine. You don't have to bother looking for him. But then look up Nat Turner.
Why is he trending?
Okay.
February.
Oh, they do look alike.
Okay, it's not that they look alike. They use the same fucking photo.
Yeah.
And every photo, every other iteration of him is illustrated. You understand? So they want us black people to focus on the struggle and not the power, because Frederick Douglass had power. They don't want us to focus on that. So what do? They search up the photos on fucking online. There is no actual photo of this dude. So I'm like, was he real? Did they do this just to have us thinking of, okay, we're enslaved, and that's where they want to keep our minds in chains and shit. That's why I keep saying, like, around this time, the movies are always focused on slavery. Like, we know this happened. Give us something to look up to and not to feel bad for in our fucking past. Give us some empowerment, right?
Hey, from
Show us our
Harriet
heroes.
Tubman doesn't exist.
I started questioning that too recently. I'm like, yo, if this dude, I'm like, who was that woman that they used, yo? I heard a different name at one point, and I'm like, yo, at this point, I'm like, certain things just don't make sense practically. So I'm like, why they keep us focusing? Like, we don't need to.
Again,
They don't talk
a lot
about
of shit they don't
pre-slavery.
want to.
They don't talk about pre-slavery, or they don't focus on the power we had after slavery. They want to keep us only on slavery and keep us thinking of that. So every little thing that happens, because I'm like, I don't have time to focus on the white guy, but they want to say every time we start doing shit, we have our own businesses, shit like that. Where do the riots take place? Where do they destroy our businesses?
Dog, wait until people like en masse start realizing on a larger scale than now how so much of the shit that was intended to target blacks, has fucked over everyone else in this raggedy motherfucker of a country.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact: the books that we learned from are Rockefeller books. In 1908, they implemented it in the EDU. So we're learning history that they made up. History. They were the winners. They're the breadwinners. They moved from Europe, and they fucked up America when they came here. Okay? Because there are times in our history when we were doing good, and every time these motherfuckers in the Rockefeller, the Orsini family, all these little families, including the queen and them, they're all the 13 families. Every time and now we don't even know our history. And they're the ones that we're reading this shit from. This is where we learned about Harriet Tubman. Like, now I have to think, no, this is a Rockefeller book. How can I take this at face value? I don't know that. Why am I learning things from people who have experienced it, and what they say is completely different, and they lived through it, completely different from what I was taught in school from you Rockefeller books. It's not the same. And we wonder why we're always in conflict, and all wonder why, and like we keep giving the Republicans ammo and keep saying victim mentality because we're falling for, like, we gotta stop. Just like I keep saying, we gotta stop, let's stop minding these motherfuckers and do our thing, because that was our problem in the first place. We said yes to these motherfuckers. We signed these fucking papers when they came here, these colonizers, straight up. We can't be doing that, and this shit, this goes back. This is our problem back in like biblical days. Motherfucker, Moses went up. These fuckers couldn't even wait till he came back, built a fucking golden calf because they want something to look up to. I'm like, wait, son. Why you gotta look for something else? The true one was right there. He doesn't, y'all done witness fucking miracles. You couldn't wait a few, so this is a problem we have, and we got to get rid of it. This hero worship and shit like this. I'm focused on ourselves and our people, and stop looking to these other races and shit, because it's funny. Again, I keep saying this. It's funny how every other race has no problem. They don't be asking for help. They got this shit down packed. Why everybody have a town but us? Everybody's a little Italy, Chinatown. We don't even know ourselves. We can't even name our own towns. Why aren't there any tribes? Why is there little Jamaica or something like, there's none of that. It's insane. And now we're fighting over CRT. We know that history. We know the fuckery they did, but now they put it in the books, and now they're including this inclusivity thing that we love to say yes to. Now they're including LGBT. And like, I was watching, you remember the episode of the Boondocks with Ann Coulter?
Yeah.
Okay. So this reminded me, I saw a clip of her. And I'm like, I remember thinking to myself, why do we hate this white woman again? And she said something so profound, but because she's a Republican, because she's white, we all hated her. But she said this. She said, yo, the civil rights are for black people. This immigrant shit, this gay shit, and all this stuff, yes, they can have their battle, but let's not include this in civil rights. Let's not let them take over, usurp the black struggle. Let them deal with that. Let them have this. Don't mix the shit in there. But because look, fast forward to today, she said this a decade ago. Fast forward to today, look what's going on. We're fighting other people's battles and not checking ourselves. And who's losing? Now they're getting more attention than us. When Biden comes in, the Asians get this sign off in a fucking executive order. The gays get this sign off in an executive order. What do we get? Zero.
Crumbs, which father's been saying for like ever since I met him.
Exactly, because we minding ourselves, yo. Stop minding these other people and stop asking them for help. We are fucking powerful. Again, the first people on this fucking earth from Africa.